Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Low-carb fettuccine Alfredo recipe that tastes like the real deal. Is there anything more satisfying than a rich, creamy bowl of fettuccine Alfredo? The problem is, the traditional recipe is loaded with butter, cream, and cheese, ingredients that can quickly derail healthy eating goals. But here's the good news, you don't have to give it up. This video will show you how to enjoy all the indulgent flavor of this classic dish in a lighter, guilt-free way. Get ready for a recipe that delivers comfort without compromise. The allure and downfall of traditional fettuccine Alfredo. Few dishes feel quite as indulgent as a plate of fettuccine Alfredo. Its signature creamy sauce clings to every strand of pasta, creating a rich, velvety bite that feels like a warm hug on a plate. For decades, it's been a go-to comfort food for people around the world, but as satisfying as it may be, this iconic dish has a few undeniable drawbacks when it comes to nutrition. Let's explore what makes it so irresistible and so heavy. The irresistible flavor profile. At its core, traditional fettuccine Alfredo is simplicity done right. The original recipe calls for just butter, Parmesan cheese and pasta water. Over time, however, creamy additions like heavy cream and additional cheese became standard, turning the sauce into the luxurious, luscious version most of us know today. The result? A decadent mix of flavors that combines the nutty tang of Parmesan, the silky richness of cream, and the subtle saltiness of butter. The beauty of this dish lies in its texture as much as its flavor. The sauce doesn't just coat the pasta, it envelopes it in a smooth, almost velvety layer of indulgence. Pair that with the soft, slightly chewy bite of perfectly cooked fettuccine noodles, and it's no surprise this dish has earned a permanent spot on restaurant menus and dinner tables alike. The hearty, comforting nature of fettuccine Alfredo makes it a perfect treat-yourself meal, often associated with celebration or indulgence. It's nostalgic and satisfying, the kind of dish that instantly feels special, whether served at a fancy date night or a casual family dinner. Calorie overload, what's really in it? However, the same qualities that make fettuccine Alfredo so comforting are also what make it a nutritional heavyweight. Most traditional recipes are packed with calorie-dense ingredients that can easily add up to a meal that overshoots daily limits in a single sitting. A classic homemade fettuccine Alfredo, made with copious amounts of butter, cream, and cheese, often clocks in at 500 to 1,200 calories per serving, depending on the portion size and exact recipe. Much of that calorie count comes from fat, particularly saturated fat, which can add up to 50 to 75% of the recommended daily intake in just one serving. Take a closer look at the components. Heavy cream. Full-fat heavy cream is a cornerstone of most modern Alfredo recipes, but it comes with about 400 calories per cup, nearly all from fat. Butter. A few generous tablespoons of butter, often 2 to 4 per serving, add richness, flavor, and an additional 100 plus calories per tablespoon. Pasta. While not inherently unhealthy, white fettuccine pasta is high in refined carbs, contributing to calorie counts without much nutritional benefit like fiber or protein. Even the toppings pile on more calories. Many recipes call for extra cheese, because, hey, more cheese is always tempting, and some pair the dish with garlic bread or a side salad, often with creamy dressing, creating a full meal that can be close to 1,500 calories per plate. Why it's less than ideal for healthy eating. Such calorie and fat levels aren't just concerning for those watching their weight, they can also affect overall health. Diets high in saturated fat may contribute to heart disease, and dishes overloaded with refined carbs can lead to a spike and crash effect on energy levels, leaving you feeling sluggish. Plus, traditional Alfredo sauce provides little in the way of nutritional benefits. There are almost no vegetables or lean proteins included, which leaves the dish nutrient-poor despite its decadent taste. For anyone focused on balancing their meals with vitamins, fiber, and quality macros, the traditional version of fettuccine alfredo can feel more like a guilty pleasure than a sustainable option. Yet, giving it up entirely? That's not often the solution. What if there were a way to keep the creamy, comforting goodness while leaving the heavy calories and saturated fat behind? Luckily, there is, and I'll show you how. Key ingredients for a low-calorie version. Transforming fettuccine alfredo into a healthier, low-calorie dish doesn't mean sacrificing the creamy, satisfying flavors you love. By swapping out heavy ingredients for lighter, nutrient-rich options, you can enjoy this classic comfort food guilt-free. Let's break down the essential ingredients and how to make smarter substitutions without losing the magic of the dish. Cream base alternatives. The heavy cream traditionally used in Alfredo sauce is one of the main sources of its calorie and fat content. Luckily, several versatile substitutes can mimic the creamy texture while adding nutritional benefits. Greek yogurt, this is a favorite swap for many. It's thick, tangy, and high in protein, providing a rich base with far fewer calories and less fat. Use plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt to maintain the savory flavor of the dish. Plus, it adds a small boost of calcium and probiotics. Almond milk. Unsweetened almond milk is a dairy-free option that's extremely low in calories. While it's thinner than heavy cream, it works well when paired with a thickening agent like cornstarch or flour. Opt for unsweetened varieties to avoid added sugars that can sneak into flavored versions. Cauliflower puree. For a hidden veggie twist, try blending steamed cauliflower with a splash of broth or milk. It creates a smooth, creamy texture that's naturally low in calories but high in fiber, making it a nutrient-packed alternative to traditional cream. Each of these options lightens up the dish significantly, while still delivering a luscious consistency that coats the pasta beautifully. Healthier cheese options. Cheese is essential to the Alfredo experience, but it's also responsible for much of the dish's calorie and fat overload. Choosing lighter cheese alternatives or creative replacements can make a big difference in the overall nutrition profile. Reduced fat Parmesan. Traditional Parmesan is key to achieving that classic nutty, salty flavor. Opt for a reduced fat version to cut calories and saturated fat without sacrificing taste. Even a small amount goes a long way, thanks to its bold flavor. Nutritional yeast. If you're looking for a non-dairy option, nutritional yeast is a fantastic choice. It has a naturally cheesy, umami flavor and comes with added nutritional perks like fiber and B vitamins. Sprinkle it into your sauce for a subtle, guilt-free cheesy boost. Part skim mozzarella or ricotta. These can add a creamy, slightly sweet layer to your sauce without the heaviness of full-fat versions. They're great as secondary cheeses if you want a more complex flavor profile. Balancing the cheese with lighter options ensures your sauce retains its signature flavor without going overboard on calories. Better pasta choices. The pasta itself is often overlooked when reimagining fettuccine alfredo, but swapping out traditional noodles for a lighter base can make a huge impact. Whole wheat pasta. Switching to whole wheat fettuccine increases the fiber and protein content while slightly reducing the glycemic impact. It offers a nutty flavor that pairs wonderfully with the creamy sauce. Spiralized vegetables, zucchini, carrot, or butternut squash noodles, Zoodles, are fantastic low-carb, low-calorie alternatives. They add a fresh, slightly crunchy texture while significantly cutting calories. Bonus, they're packed with vitamins and minerals. Lentil or chickpea pasta. If you're craving a heartier option, try lentil or chickpea-based pasta. These alternatives are gluten-free and protein-rich, making them perfect for a more balanced meal. No matter what you choose, These pasta options allow you to customize your dish to fit your dietary needs without missing out on flavor. Using herbs and spices for flavor. One of the simplest ways to elevate a dish like fettuccine alfredo while keeping it light is by using fresh herbs and spices. These natural flavor boosters replace the need for extra salt, butter, or cheese. Garlic. Fresh minced garlic adds depth and a savory kick to the sauce. It's aromatic, flavor-packed, and calorie-free, making it a must-have in your base. Parsley. A handful of fresh chopped parsley brings brightness and balance to the richness of the sauce. It also adds a pop of color for a more vibrant presentation. Basil and oregano. These classic Italian herbs layer in a subtle earthiness that enhances the dish's overall flavor. Use them fresh or dried for a delicious result. Ground pepper and red pepper flakes. Cracked black pepper provides just the right amount of heat to balance creamy flavors, while a pinch of red pepper flakes adds a slight spicy edge for those who like a little kick. By focusing on seasoning with fresh ingredients and spices, you can cut back on less healthy additions while still keeping your Alfredo sauce irresistibly flavorful. Incorporating these ingredient swaps into your low-calorie fettuccine Alfredo can help you enjoy a healthier version of this beloved dish without feeling like you're missing out. And that's how you make the perfect low-carb fettuccine Alfredo. It's rich, creamy, and totally satisfying. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll show you even more tips to make this dish even better. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.